Welcome to Mishna study, Masechet Kilayim, Perek Vav Mishna Aleph. So this is the sixth Perek of Kilayim. We're going to continue speaking about Kilei Kerem, right, which is the Kilayim in a vineyard. But over here, we're going to move on to a little different type of growth, and that is what we call an Aris. An Aris is not when you just have the vines growing on the ground. Over here, it's going to be when you have it coming up a pole or a stick or a trellis that helps it stand up and grow. And then it continues. Actually, if you look in the background picture, it's like this. These are actually is a vineyard in the background. You see how they grow up on sticks? The vine is actually held up with a pole or a trellis, and they'll grow, and the growth will grow along these either ropes or whatever they spread out, so it grows like that, as opposed to just leaving it without having it stand up, and it'll just grow on the ground. So that's what an Aris is. We're going to discuss this in the Mishnah, and then we'll explain the Mishnah as we go through. Ezehu Aris. What is considered an Aris? If a person plants a row of 5 vines, right, next to a wall that's 10 tvachim high, right? So now these vines could, grow up on that wall, or let's say in your ditch, right? That's 10 tvachim deep, right? 4 tvachim wide. So again, the vines will grow down instead of growing up. Same idea. So we give it its space, its working space of 4 amot. So what's interesting over here is we have a row of 5. If you remember beforehand, in the last Perek, we spoke about if a person had a row of 5, Bet Shammai said it's considered a vineyard, and Bet Hillel said it's not considered a vineyard until you have the 2 rows of 3, or we had the 2, and the 1 coming out as a tail. It needed to be 2 rows according to Bet Hillel. Over here, by an Aris, when you have it growing up on a trellis, over here, Bet Hillel, everyone agrees, even Bet Hillel, that if you have a row of 5 in 1 row, that's considered a vineyard. And you need to distance 4 amot. It's not enough to distance 6 tefachim from one of these rows. Okay, that's the law of an Aris. Now, Bet Shammai omrim, modedim 4 amot meikar hagefanim lasadeh. Right? Let's say you had this Aris, you had this vine that's going up the wall, right? You have it planted an amount away from the wall. Where do you measure from? So Bet Shammai says you have to measure from the actual root of the vine itself to the field, 4 amot, and then you could plant. Bet Hillel omrim min hagader lasadeh. Bet Hillel says you can measure from the wall until the field. Now, the question is, where is this wall? I'm going to explain it first based off Pirush Mishnah over here according to Rambam. Rambam says the wall is, let's say you have the vine, right, which is 4 amot away from the field. You have the wall, which is an amot away from the vine and 3 amot from the field. So Bet Hillel are mekel over here, and they say that you're allowed to measure from the wall up until the field. You measure from the wall until, no, sorry, I botched that. Back up. Bet Hillel says that you have to measure from the wall. How does he set this up? If you have between the vine, right, those five vines, and between the wall 1 amah, then all you need to measure is 3 amot from the vines, right? And then you're allowed to plant. So the wall, if the vine is here, right? The vine is here and the field is all the way down here. So the wall is on this side. So if you have from the wall to the vine 1 amah, right? If the wall to the vine 1 amah, now from the vines all the way to the field is only 3 amot. The wall is on the other side of the vine. Bet Hillel say you're allowed to measure from the wall 4 amot and plant, even though it's only 3 amot away from the vine. So that's a kula according to Bet Hillel. Now I'll just point out in the Pirush, in the Hibur, when Rambam codifies the halacha, he actually has the wall on the opposite side. So he has the wall, right? The vine is 4 amot again from the field, same place, but instead of the wall being 3 amot from the field, the wall is 5 amot from the field. Right? So it's on the other side of the vine. And Rambam says you need to distance 5 amot from the wall. So it seems like It seems like Bet Hillel or Lekula is always going to say you need to distance yourself from that wall, right? That's the trellis where the vine is growing up, not from the actual root of the vine itself, right? That's according to Bet Hillel. Now, Amar Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, To'im kol ha'orim kach. Everyone who says this is a mistake, meaning what? There's no such thing as a vineyard when you plant 5 in a row. Just because it's going up a trellis doesn't mean that it's considered a vineyard. We still consider it like one row and we consider it a vine. We don't consider it a vineyard until there's the two, and one coming out as a tail. Even if it's going up a trellis, I don't care. That's what Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says. Rather, what's the law of the Aris? There's a concept of an Aris. What's the law? If there's 4 amot from the vine and the fence. Okay, so there's 4 amot between the vine and the fence. According to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, all you need to leave is 6 tefachim. So leave 6 tefachim, and you're allowed to plant the rest. You could plant the last 3 amot, all the way up to the fence. But let's say there's less than that. Let's say there's only 3 amot between the vine and the fence. So over here, this is a special law of an Aris, that you're not allowed to just go ahead and give it 6 tefachim and plant the rest. You need to have at least 4 amot between the vine and the fence in order to plant over there. Right? That's the law of the Aris according to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. Halacha is not like Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. What is the space you need to leave for just a vine? Right? We mentioned this outside of the Mishna several times already. You need to distance 4 amot from a vineyard, but from a single vine, how much do you need to distance? Shisha tefachim lechol ruach. You have to distance 6 tefachim in each direction. Rabbi Akiva omer shelosha. Rabbi Akiva says you only need to distance 3 tefachim in each direction. Halacha though is not like Rabbi Akiva. And as we said earlier, right, just to sum up, if you have an Aris, right, 5 in a row, going up a trellis, going up a wall, that's considered a vineyard. You need to distance 4 amot. If you have it growing on the floor, then you need to have 2 rows, and then it's considered a vineyard, and you need to distance 4 amot. If you have less than that, if you have a single vine, then all you need to distance is 6 tefachim, and you're allowed to plant in each direction.